We are, as a people, inherently and historically opposed to secret society, opposed to secret oaths, opposed to secret proceedings, secret proceedings. No official of my administration, whether his rank is high or low, should interpret my words here tonight as an excuse to censor the news, to stifle dissent, to cover up our mistakes, or to withhold from the press and the public the facts they deserve to know.
Welcome to Conspiracy Corner Podcast, everyone. This is Abe, your host. I just got off work. It is 6 a.m., November 8th, 2021. It was a pretty chill night at work. Just three of us. If you guys hear any, knocking noises, it's my cat going crazy upstairs. He's got this, weasel toy that... Yeah, you can hear it right there. I apologize, but I live in a little ghetto-ass apartment. It is what it is. This is free content, so I don't know what to tell you. But, you ever have, a good day and, you're feeling amazing? Me and Sammy, our relationship, has been awesome. Life's been decent, besides everything that's going on with the craziness that the elites are trying to pull, I'm actually doing okay. Last month I told you all I focused just on the paranormal stuff because it was the month of October. I wanted to enjoy Halloween this year, to embrace it as much as possible. We can't control what these elites are doing. I wanted to have fun last month. I'm not getting into conspiracy. I'm focusing just on paranormal and true crime. And my buddy would be like, oh, did you, because he's a tinfoil hat head, just like me. He's like, oh, did you, hear this or hear that? And I'm like, nope. I said, I unplugged, bro. I said, I've been listening to nothing but Last Podcast on the Left the whole month of October and doing podcasts on paranormal and true crime. I said, I can't stand holidays, man. I don't like Christmas. I don't like, to me, Christmas, I can't stand Christmas. It's all about just, everyone's broke by the end of the year. And then just, I don't know, I come from kind of we were middle, I would say lower middle class at one point, and then I don't know, we just kind of became poor. We weren't dirt poor, but we're not rich, man. And I don't like Christmas, man. I'm not Christian. I was raised Christian, and then kind of went through religious mental abuse, and it's why am I here celebrating some weird Jew baby that was born in a barn or something? I don't even believe in it, it's just stupid to me. But I do like Halloween, and yeah, I just wanted to unplug and have fun with that, But now that it's November, I've been trying to focus on heavy hitters every now and then. I am the type, I don't want to put myself into a depression because I am a person who suffers from depression. So I do a heavy hitter, and then I'll do a fun episode, and then I'll go back and do a heavy hitter and a fun episode, a heavy hitter, fun episode. I pretty much put episodes out like a checkerboard. Black, white, black, white, black, white. But I wanted to, the point I was making is, like I said, I hate having a day that everything feels amazing. Like yesterday I put out an episode and it was all just crazy news stories. I wanted to cover just silly, crazy news stories, which go check it out. It was the last episode I put out on all platforms. And then I get to work, and it was good at work. Everything was good. Was in a good mood. I felt good physically, mentally, spiritually. And we get called back for a meeting. Um, and we had already started with a meeting that shift. And it was nothing bad. It was just like, hey guys, let's do a huddle real quick. Here's the game plan. Blah blah blah. Uh, Damn, I can't even say blah 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 anymore without thinking about stupid Greta Thunberg and 666 and all that bullshit. This is what I said, man. Like the elites take the normal shit that average Joes like me and you use on the street, like okie dokie. You put your pointer finger and your thumb together and you throw up the other three fingers. That's like the universal sign for I'm okay. Like if you're scuba diving and like, oh, this person's drowning. No, I'm okay. You throw that sign up. Or it just meant growing up as a 90s kid down in Florida and shit, it just meant okie dokie. Like, okay. Now, like, the conspiracy community, oh, he threw up 666. And it's like, no. And I just said blah, blah, blah. I'm sure somebody would be like, oh, see, that proves he's Illuminati. Okay, yeah, I'm Illuminati living in a ghetto apartment working at a grocery store. Man, I got the awesome end of the deal. I got hooked up with the Illuminati. Yeah, okay. I have a podcast that I don't make money on. But what I was saying though is during the second meeting, we all got called back, and I had not been focusing on it. The mandates had been pushed to December 12th or something like that. And then my boss was just essentially like, all right, look, guys, we just got an email and I want to share it with you. I was told to have this meeting and share it with you all. And he read the email, and I'm just going to sum it up, and because I didn't memorize every word that he said. But basically saying by January 4th, we are to be V-worded. If we're not, we're supposed to subject ourselves to weekly testing. And I can't even do that because it breaks the blood-brain barrier. And it's got like cancerous fibers on the end of it. So all these people who are getting tested, getting their blood-brain barrier poked, like, and I've heard horror stories of people like it hurting super bad, and then the person pulling it out and like they're literally seeing like some weird colored slime and shit. Like it burst the blood-brain barrier. It doesn't poke the brain as far as I know, but you're breaking the barrier and just leaving a gaping hole, and for basically whatever you're breathing in to just straight up hit your fucking bryon, your brain, man. I'm not doing that every week, And then we all know the PCR that it's not accurate. Even the creator of it was like, this shit isn't accurate, By the way, I have to say this, so hopefully it doesn't get taken down, but it does help. I am not a medical physician. This is all, do not take any of this for medical advice. Disclaimer. Just for the algorithms. Yeah, so I'm not doing that every week. And he basically told us, like, do not quit. Whatever you do, guys, do not quit. And he said, which one of the coworkers said they can't force you to sit there and get tested every week. And he said, do not quit. The boss said, do not quit. Just keep coming in. He said, even if they say, hey, you have to go home until you get V-worded, just keep coming in. Just keep coming in and clocking in. He said, until they literally physically sit you down and make sure that they hand you a piece of paper that says you're fired, because you're going to need that for your lawyer. You're going to need that to fight this shit. So he said, we're just going to all keep, because Basically, the entire crew all feels the same way. My oven's beeping. I'm cooking some fish in there. But basically, everyone feels the exact same way. Hang on, I'm cooking. I'll be right back. I'm cooking fish sticks. What are you, a gay fish? Get it? Sorry. Yeah, dude, my mother-in-law, she gave us like fucking like I swear to God, like 20 of these like free food things that she got from some program she's on. Which I'm not bitching, it's free food, but the only way I can describe these things, the way they look, it literally looks like prison food. So tis what tis. But anyways, what I was saying is everyone's pretty much on the same page where I work. I mean, I would say there's only like one or there's like two other guys that I work with who are like I would call conspiracy theorists. But the rest of the crew is like very open minded, you know. They're very realist like me. One of my best buddy who's deep down the rabbit hole, like me and him used to be super tight, but he is on this fucking Q train shit. And he's an older guy and he just got red pilled and he's obsessed with it. It's almost kind of breaking us apart because it's like, dude, I can get down with conspiracies, but you're obsessed with the one conspiracy that I fucking despise right now because I truly, in my heart of hearts, believe it's a fucking psyop. You know, I gave him like months and months and months of like, okay, I'll let it play out, I'll let it play out. But dude, the dates kept changing. This is gonna happen. This is gonna happen. I started researching a lot of these people. Half of them are like fucking ex CIA and shit. And I'm like, nope, I'm out. Fuck your little Q shit. But we're all on the same page. In one fell swoop, they shall lose their entire night shift. Third shift stalkers if they continue to bow down to these elites and their fucking shit. Now, and the thing is too is like I won't mention what company, but my wife works for like a gas station, and her boss literally said if they try to mandate this shit, I'm not getting it, you know, and I'm not going to force anyone to get it. If anyone asks if you have it, like customer wise, just lie to them and say yeah. And he said, you know, I'm going to fudge the numbers and fudge the papers that everyone here is V worded, you know. So I'm like, dope. So at least we'll have one person working if this shit goes down. And I have an article I'm going to share with you of just the current situation, but I had to share that email. And it pissed me off, you know, because I was going to do a heavy hitter episode yesterday night. I was going to put out 2 episodes in one day, one before work and one after work. But I ain't going to lie, dude. I just came home feeling bummed. Like the rest of the shift, I worked as hard as I could. You know, I didn't slack or nothing. But it's just kind of sad because it's like you're destroying. And it's not my boss wasn't doing it. It's these elites. Like they're destroying people's like morale to even work. Like, I don't even know if I want to keep doing overtime and shit. Because what's the point? What is the point of, you know, if the money's going to run out, it's going to run out. I'm not backing away from my position. I mean, this shit is literally. If I were to stick my dick into a woman who didn't want it and inject her with my semen, that's called rape. How is it any different that someone is going to plunge something into my body and inject me with a fluid that I do not want in my body? That's the exact same shit. It's fucking rape. There's no other word to describe it. You can go, oh, but this and that, and no, it's rape. And you're coercing me. You know, like it reminds me of some horny ass boy that's like, well, why won't you fuck me, you know, Susan? Well, I don't know. I don't know. I don't feel it. Well, why? Why? Just try it out. You know, like, leave me alone. Let me do with my body what I want. My body, my choice. Oh, that doesn't apply here, though. But, man, it got me thinking, like, I've set up some plans, man. You know, I got some plans, I guess. I'm going to sell everything I fucking can. I got a couple guitars I can sell. I got a chest full of old comic books, which are a bunch of them are worth decent money. I'll sell all my Pokemon, all my Yu-Gi-Oh. I will literally sell everything that I own. Um, I was telling my wife, like, I'll try to find another job, you know. Um, Maybe I even thought of even crazy shit. Because here's like a loophole was like the mandate is like for 100 and under. I don't know if that means 100 as far as the entire corporation or 100 as far as each in particular building. Like there's definitely over 100 or at least 100 workers at Kroger. Oh, I said it. Well, never mind. Where I work at the grocery store. Um, so yeah, I mean, she definitely working at that gas station. She definitely falls under the 100. So I mean, if it's for each in particular building or if it's the corporation in whole. But another thing the dude said was, my boss was like, because I'm a part of a union, and I know some people are like, I don't really get into politics, man. I'm an anarchist. I registered Republican to vote for Trump last year just because of there was molestation accusations from one of Biden's co-workers who was a female adult, and I seen the footage of how much of a babbling fool he was, and the weird footage where he pinched a little girl's nipple and whispered in her ear and was rubbing her hair. Which, by the way, she did come out and say, yes, he pinched my nipple, because she's like older now. Wouldn't be surprised if, quote unquote, something happened to her. So I know, like, I don't know a whole lot about unions, but the way they described it to me, I've never been a part of one until now. They take like $9 out of my paycheck per week. The way everyone was describing it is they pretty much like they help you out if you feel like you're being mistreated or something, or if you feel like you're getting if you're worried about getting fired or you're about to get fired, you can contact your union and they can kind of talk to them, and it helps prevent you from losing your job. So my boss was like, dude, we need to blow this dude's email up. So tomorrow I'm off. Well, today technically. Like I said, I work third, so um I'm gonna send him a respectful, well written email of just the situation. Um I'm gonna try to do religious exemption. I'm going to research it. I had a buddy send me from a doctor, some doctor named Dr. Toto, pretty much a podcast of him explaining how to do it, how to properly do it, because they're going to question the fuck out of you if you use religious exemption. So you need to be well read on what to say and how to respond to certain questions, because they can use it against you and be like, oh, you're lying. You're just using it to get out. So I want to make sure that everything is said and everything's written correctly. One thing I have working forward for me is I have autoimmune deficiency, so maybe because what they said, as much as they flip flop the doctors, because we know it isn't about the science, it isn't about trust the science. From everything they've said, if you have autoimmune issues, you should not take it. But they probably flopped on that too. They've flip flopped this whole entire time. I mean, there's literally compilations of Doctor fucking Goblin Face Fauci Ouchie flip flopping every 2 fucking seconds, man. Um, but yeah, we'll get on with this article. That was the situation. I had to just get that off my chest, but um, we'll get on with the article that I want to share with you, because there is hope, there is light at the end of the tunnel. Maybe. We shall see. But yeah, what I was saying, I digress. Before we get into this article, sorry about that. I thought of different ways, and maybe if you're trying to rack your brain, hopefully this could be helpful maybe to you all too. I live in Kentucky, so it snows here. It'll be the dead of winter whenever January 4th, if nothing happens, if it goes through the mandates, which I hope not. I planned on selling basically all my shit to keep my ship afloat. I work my ass off. I work overtime. You guys know me. I'm a broken record. Every other week, if not pretty much almost every week, is overtime, 6 days, you know. I work my fingers to the bone. I just do this podcast for fun. But selling whatever you don't need would be my first thing I'm going to do. I'm going to obviously job hunt for any job I can get. I have a buddy who's a farmer. Maybe I could get working on a farm. I'm not sure though, where it's wintertime, how much work or what it entails. I'm not even sure what kind of farm it is, but something off grid like that, or under the table, I should say. I have a printer here at the house. Yes, I use this ancient technology of a printer. I ain't gonna lie, I thought of buying a bicycle and fucking printing out a shit ton of flyers, and just riding around the fucking whole city that I live in. It's a small town. It's called a city, but it's a town, dude. Of like handing out flyers of suggestions like, dude, I will snow shovel your driveway. I will clean your house. I will dog sit. I will walk your dogs, be a dog walker like they do in bigger cities. Um, I can't babysit because I'm a man, but I could tutor. I actually have tutored before. I could be a tutor. Um, Shit like that, dude. I will do anything. Like mow your lawn when summertime comes around. I'll mow lawns, you know. During the fall, I'll rake leaves. Shit like that, man. I mean, you got to do what you got to do, you know. Hell, I ain't even gonna fucking lie, and I'm not trying to be raunchy, but I even told my wife, dude, if I gotta jack off in front of a camera for some gay guys for some tips online, I'll do that shit. I mean, it sounds gross, but I'm somewhat decent looking. I'm young, uh, and I ain't gonna lie. I have a podcast. I'll fucking put the link in with it, man. You gotta do what you gotta do to make money. It sucks, but tis what tis. Um, But yeah, there's a couple suggestions. I mean, and it sucks too because sorry about that. The oven went off again, so I just went ahead and ate my jail food. Uh, hey, it's actually not that bad, but I mean, I've been to jail like 3 times, so you know, I've had it. I've had jail food. It's a little better than jail food. I do definitely understand why like salt packets and ketchup packets would be valuable in jail though, because that shit would have been inedible without some Lowry's seasoning salt and some ketchup. Fish sticks and mashed potatoes, instant mashed potatoes. Yep, pretty gross. It's free food though. I don't know. Tis what tis. Um, but what I was saying, man, is it sucks, dude, because my brother and I have 3 brothers, so you won't be able to tell which one it is, and it doesn't matter anyways. But I was talking to him, and he really doesn't want to get bit by the snake. Um, so I am hiccuping, like I said, I just ate. So he don't want to get bit by the snake, but he's got like 3 kids, you know, and a wife. Typical Irish, you know. We make lots of babies. Um, but it bothers me because he's like into like Buddhism and Reiki, and like he's a very very spiritual person, and I mean he's one of the most positive influences in my life. Like if I'm feeling down or scared, it's like I'll call him or text him, man, like man, I'm losing my shit over here, because he always is like been a very rational person, a very positive person. You know, like when I was in the deepest, darkest of moments, like bawling my eyes out and shit, going through stuff with my first wife, you know, he'd be like, this too shall pass. This too shall pass. Like, I know it feels like it's going on forever. I know you're in the deepest, darkest chasm and you think nothing would make it feel better but death, you know. This too shall pass, you know. And I called him the other day, and man, it bummed me out to hear like one of the most positive, one of the most light aura, if I could explain it in a color form, like one of the most positive influences in my life. Like, even he was getting bummed out, you know? It would be like watching Mr. Rogers cry. Like, fuck. Or what's that dude that paints? He has the afro and he has the squirrel on his shoulder. Like watching him cry or something. It's like, really? It hurts you. That's how much of like a cool person this dude is. And he was saying, like, I just he said something that really resonated with me. He said, "This whole thing makes me sick feeling," and I was like, "Yeah, I know. That's why I stopped like calling like Bill Gates and Fauci like dickhead or fucker or piece of shit, because it's like they live off that negative shit." But Sam Tripoli always called the elites garbage people, and I don't know. I really like that term because every time I look at Fauci, he's like this weird color of tan. I feel like his skin would be like slippery feeling if he tried to shake my hand. Like his hands would be cold and his skin would be like almost like someone who had put like lotion on their hands. Like his whole body would be greasy feeling. And that I feel like he would smell like an egg fart. When I think about him, like I just feel like he like would resonate like a smell of like an egg fart, like when you eat too much eggs and you fart, that weird smell. And it's like, yeah, the whole thing does make me sick. Like every time I see Bill Gates or Fauci or something, like it feels gross. It feels dirty. Like you need to take a shower afterwards. Like anytime they say something or you're listening to them or watching them, you literally feel like someone who's been used like a whore. So that kind of bummed me out, but my wife, man, and all this, like we are like, knock on wood, like super awesomely financially stable because I've been working for a year and a half nonstop, my finger to the bone. Um, and like her mom's going through some shit. She owns her house. She's wanting to sell her house, and it's like that will be your biggest mistake right there. We are in the middle of a great reset. Anyone listening, if you own your house, fucking keep it, dude. That will be the biggest mistake you do, is to sell the house that you own. Um, and she's wanting us to move in with her. And anyone who's kept up with us for the past year, like we lived in the country for a while. We lived with her for a while. We hit rock bottom financially, and we were basically just building ourselves up from zero. So like I worked overtime for a year and a half to get what I have now, which is my own apartment. My cars are fixed. I have a full-time job. My wife has a full-time job. We worked all the way to there, and she wants us to move into her house and put all of our stuff in a storage unit because she's $2,000 in the hole. And it's like, but the sad thing is she put herself there. She's like addicted to just like buying stuff on TV and magazines and shit. And it's like, I don't know. I let her borrow 300 bucks one time, and I think that's a genuine gesture, and I don't deserve a pat on the back, but I just handed her 300 bucks and was like, "Here you go. Don't worry about paying it back. I'll just work more overtime." And she's like 2 grand in the hole. And so I said, "Look, man, I can't give you 2,000 bucks. I'm not rich. I wish I was, because I would be living in a compound like Waco right now. But I was like, hey, you can move in with me, and but you can't bring your dogs." And she's like, well, I'm not gonna bring my dog. I can't do that then. And I'm like, well, I was just opening the door if like I don't want you to be homeless. And she's like trying to pull some suicidal shit. She's making my wife cry, and my wife broke down the other night, and that's what bothers me. That's why I'm bringing this up. It bothers me because she's like, I hate what's going on in the world. They're literally like putting, she didn't say this, but the only way I can describe it is like they're putting all of our testicles in a vice, and like either comply or we'll cut your testicles off. Like that type of fucking drasticness. Either comply or you lose everything. And it's like, I don't know. It bothered me that to watch my wife cry and cry because these elites are doing this evil, wicked shit. And I know that if they would just not do this mandate, my life would be happy-go-lucky. But they're going to keep going lockstep. And it's not going to end. And it's failing miserably. Everybody's awake now. Everyone sees what's going on. Well, the majority. But they're pushing forward. It's like an unstoppable train. They will not stop. I mean, I could tell you one thing that would make them stop, but I can't say it on here. I could say it in person if I was standing face to face with you. Oswald. Sorry. But yeah, and it's insane. It's insane. It's sad. It's sad. I think that's all I have to say. We'll get into the article now. All right, if you're still staying tuned, hopefully this sheds a little light on the situation that I ranted about for 30 minutes, but it is what it is. I hope you enjoy. It's free content. It's a podcast, but this is a business article from Washington Post, so it will be biased because it's all Operation Mockingbird. You all know. I don't need to be a broken record, but it is a little bit of hope, maybe, hopefully. If anything, it's just simply a halt on the January 4th mandate. GOP appointed judges freeze Biden vaccine V-word requirement after federal lawsuit. The federal appeals court in New Orleans is giving the Biden administration until Monday to respond to a lawsuit filed by the GOP-led states and businesses. Now, I live in Kentucky. I have to actually dig in a little deeper. I just haven't had the time to sit down and research, but I think that Kentucky might be a part of this. I know Florida is because they got DeSantis down there, which I don't trust him as far as I could throw him. You need to check out High Impact Flicks. He talks about DeSantis, and he shows the weird shit that DeSantis is signing, but he'll say something different in public. So I'm keeping my eye on him. I'm thinking I might have to run towards Texas if it gets weird in Kentucky. A federal appeals court suspended the Biden administration's new V requirement for private companies, delivering a major blow for one of the White House signature attempts to increase the number of Vs to corral the pandemic. Like I said, it's biased. It's mainstream news. Don't be a fool. You know the truth. You know what resonates within your heart of hearts. The decision was issued by a panel of 3 judges appointed by Republican presidents, and of course they got to throw in the R's and D's, right and left paradigm, 2 wings of the same bird. Pay no attention to the R's and D's. In the U.S. Court of Appeals for the Fifth Circuit, the judges wrote that there was, quote, cause to believe that there are grave statutory and constitutional issues with the mandate. Well, duh, it completely burns the Constitution if you let this go through, my friends. Staying the order while the court assesses it in more depth. The ruling came in response to a lawsuit filed Friday by a group of plaintiffs, including Louisiana Attorney General Jeff Landry, Republican, part of wave of lawsuits against the order from mostly Republican-aligned groups and politicians. See, they're turning it into a left and right paradigm. Pay no attention. Pay no attention. Landry on Saturday called it a major win for the liberty of job creators and their employees. It is a win. Thank you very much, Mr. Landry. I support you wholeheartedly. And it has nothing to do that there's an R behind your name. It just has to do with common sense in the Constitution. The court's action not only halts Biden from moving forward, he said, calling the requirement unlawful, but also commands the judicious review we sought. The unsigned 4-paragraph order from the panel temporarily stops Biden's mandate, but is not a ruling on the merits of the policy. The court gave the Justice Department until 5 p.m. Monday to respond to the challenger's request for a more permanent halt to the mandate, which we got to hope that it is a permanent halt, a more permanent halt, if not. It's one step closer, dude. You know, it went from December 12th to January 4th, so we're moving in the right direction. Slow and steady wins the race, okay? I know it's not much, but it's a small win, so hopefully this brings you back up emotionally. There is hope, you know. The Department of Labor instituted the ruling through the Occupational Safety and Health Administration. The U.S. Department of Labor is confident in its legal authority to issue the emergency temporary standard on VWORD and testing. The Occupational Safety and Health Act explicitly gives OSHA the authority to act quickly in an emergency where the agency finds that workers are subjected to a grave danger and a new standard is necessary to protect them, said Seema Nanda, the Solicitor of Labor. The vaccine, I'm trying not to say that word. The VWORD requirement released by the Biden administration on Thursday after weeks of anticipation ordered companies of 100 or more employees to institute mandatory VWORDs for their staff or weekly testing for a January 4th deadline, which is the email that we got that I explained earlier. Like I said, I don't know if it's 100 per building or 100 of the corporation in general. Federal officials spent weeks hammering out the policy, aware of the high number of legal challenges it would face. Well, yeah, it's unconstitutional, dumb fucks. But believing that the order was well within the Department of Labor's powers to keep workplaces free of grave dangers in times of emergency. What, dangers of the goddamn common fucking cold, man? Come on, dude. It ain't about the V word, by the way. This is about social credit score and fucking dystopian house arrest. Yeah, government, one world government. That's what this is truly about. The requirement is supported by a majority of the American public, according to the public opinion surveys. I don't believe any of that. And is a critical step to increasing V rates and getting the pandemic under more firm control, according to public health experts. But it has generated intense opposition from the small but vocal factions. No, we are greater in numbers. We are legion, motherfuckers, of the country that have organized against the pandemic measures like masking, business restrictions, and mandatory V words. Governors and attorneys general in mostly R-controlled states have vowed to fight it vigorously in court. Yeah, I hope they fucking do. You know, at least it's something. 11 joined a separate lawsuit filed against it on Friday in federal court in Missouri. Two companies in the Midwest, represented by both conservative advocacy group, have also filed against the rule. It doesn't matter, conservative, liberal, it doesn't fucking matter. What's right is right and what's wrong is wrong. United we stand, divided we fall. Don't play the whole left and right paradigm. Many conservatives believe the requirement is a fundamental overstep of federal authority. I agree, and it's unconstitutional. The requirements from state and local governments and private companies have largely held up in court so far, but the Biden administration federal mandate is more broad than these measures. Because of the testing option the order gives employers, it is not a true V mandate and is softer than many. Yeah, it's not a true V mandate, but those tests are breaking the blood-brain barrier, and you're gonna see a shit ton of people get brain cancer. It's got fucking fibers on it. It's toxic, and is softer than many of the other requirements. I mean, they have. Why does it have to be that? Literally, the creator of the test said it's not even used for that. It's like a DNA test. Why can't there be any other test? Oh, wait, because there's something nefarious afoot. Workers who choose not to be V'd at companies that allow testing are required to wear masks under the rule as well. Overall, it does not. By the way, those masks are fucking horrible too. You're breathing in your own carbon dioxide. People are getting Legionnaire's disease. Look up Legionnaire's disease. I might even do an episode on it. It's an ancient disease that is popping up now because everyone's fucking wearing. Everyone looks like they're starring in Mortal Kombat. It looks ridiculous. You're breathing in your own fucking. I'm not even going to it. It's people are getting teeth rot and shit too. Their teeth are rotting out. So fucking dumb, dude. So fucking dumb. And by the way, Fauci is flip flopped on the mask like over and over and over again. Overall, it does not apply to employees who work remotely, outside, or otherwise don't report to workplaces where other people work or shop. So I'm a frontline worker. It affects me. Mandates appear to have helped drive an increase in V words. Well, yeah, that's called coercion, and that's against the Nuremberg Code. We've covered that. You can check the channel. You can listen to that episode too. It's literally the Nuremberg Code episode. United Airlines, which had one of the strictest mandates for a major air carrier, said its employee V rate increased to more than 99%. I wonder why all those planes are falling out of the sky too. Delta, yeah, look into that. I might do an episode on that too, dude. Like I said, all this shit that's going on right now is just giving my channel more and more episodes to do. Every day I find something new that I'm going to report on that. You just giving me more work, bro. Thanks. Delta, which used financial penalties, that's coercion. That's against Nuremberg Code. And testing requirements, saw the employer V rate jump to 90%. Well, yeah, you're fucking with people's money. From 75%. Tyson Foods, they're fucking wicked. There's a whole documentary called Holy Chicken. Go check out how Tyson Foods. There's literally a chicken conspiracy out there. And I know it sounds funny, but watch that documentary. Tyson is evil. I literally boycott Tyson. I don't buy any Tyson. I would advise you to watch that documentary, and if you continue to buy Tyson after that documentary, I don't know what to say. Said recently that at least 96% of its employees were V'd in advance of its November 1st deadline. So that was the first deadline. And then it got bumped to December 12th. Up from under 50% before it announced the mandate in August. Many hospitals in New York saw V rates increase to more than 95% by the deadline of the state's mandate for healthcare workers, up from 70 to 80% range before the rule was announced. In California, major hospitals saw V rates increase to about 90% after a similar, albeit slightly less stringent, mandate. The ruling was signed by Judges Edith Jones, a Ronald Reagan appointee, bringing politics into it again. Why does it matter? And Kyle Duncan, Kurt Engelhardt, both appointed by Donald Trump. Oh no. The New Orleans, by the way, I don't like Donald Trump either. He's all pro-V now. So that, and he's tied in with all that retarded Q shit. Fuck that dude. He betrayed us, dude. Fuck him too. And it's not R or D, it's not right or left. I'm an anarchist, bro. Fuck them all, honestly, but except for Lincoln and JFK, I like them. I ain't gonna lie. And they fucked up too. Looking back, there's actually shit they did wrong too. But New Orleans-based Fifth Circuit Court is considered one of the country's most conservative appeal courts. Of course, like I said, they're playing the spin on it, but it is halted. So they're going to tell you that they're going to bug. It is halted. So that's kind of some hope. And I'm going to hang in there. I'm going to keep doing this. I'm going to keep working. I'm going to keep doing my damnedest. I'm going to keep doing my fucking best, man. You know, that's all I can fucking do. But they're fucking with me, dude, and they're fucking with you. And let me know in the comments how many of you guys are dealing with this stress and all this drama and shit. And I don't know. I mean, I know I kind of ranted, but I wanted to share with you guys what's going on. Yeah, it's getting crazy out there. I hope this was informative. I hope you all enjoyed. Y'all have a good day.
We are, as a people, inherently and historically opposed to secret society, opposed to secret oaths, opposed to secret proceedings, secret proceedings. No official of my administration whether his rank is high or low, should interpret my words here tonight as an excuse to censor the news, to stifle dissent, to cover up our mistakes, or to withhold from the press and the public the facts they deserve to know.